Hi, BG. I really need someone to talk to as I feel I have no one. I'm a 25-year-old mom to four children. Me and their father have been together for 4 years now. I love him, but I'm not happy. Currently, we are homeless. Me and my children live in a shelter while he stays place to place. When we first met, he was working and was generally a nice person. Now he's still nice, but he's constantly without a job. I don't work anymore, but I receive TANF, I guess it's some kind of financial assistance. So I normally give him half the check, which he blows on weed and carry out. Then he needs more money because, as I mentioned earlier, we are homeless. He can't come to the shelter because he has a warrant out for an old domestic violence case where he messed up his probation because he won't stop smoking. I'm tired of the physical and verbal altercations with him. He's very loving but has a hot temper, so we bump heads a lot because I'm not the one for that, so we end up fighting in front of the children even when I try to ignore the situation at hand. He feels I should help him because we're a team, but I don't feel that way anymore. All I do is give and he just takes. I'm not trying to be funny, but after 7 years, I need more than hugs, kisses, and I love yous. I need financial security. He's a good talker. He has goals, but he doesn't go through with them. And he has a heck of a whole lot more education than me. It's so much to the story, but that I haven't said. I just wanted to sum up the negatives are the physical and verbal abuse, lack of financial stability, and the weed habit. Uh, I just need I just need help. Part of me wants to leave him. What should I do when I just can't take it anymore? Side note, we lost our apartment because I was paying rent by myself for a year on only the $8 an hour part-time job. I just couldn't do it anymore. Thanks for listening. Now, this letter, one of the reasons why I decided to do it at the butt crack of dawn is because of the fact that I I almost want to ask you what this dude's name is because real talk, I used to date a dude just like this. People always think that I've always been so wise. You're sweet. But the wisdom that I have is from the experiences that I've had. I dated a dude just like that, had all the potential in the world, ex-military just like me. We were engaged, all of that, yes. Not my husband, oh no. But all of this, had a weed habit, smoked, had good, when he did have a good job, he would blow up because he couldn't stop smoking weed. So much to the story, 5%er. But anyway, um, he wasn't who God had for me. And I'm not sure, I'm not going to tell, I definitely suggest you pray, but I'm not sure this is who God has for you. I would definitely pray about it. But he doesn't look like the candidate. It's all about the presentation. And I heard Cosby say it before, and it's the perfect thing to explain this. Just imagine having a nice, delicious steak, loaded baked potato with all the trimmings, everything, and it looks so delicious, and they serve it up to you on a garbage can lid. As far as I'm concerned, he's being served up on a garbage can lid. You say he's nice and all this other stuff. How is he nice and he's putting his hands on you? And he's calling you all kind of names. You need to do, first of all, what is your definition of nice? Because if beating you and putting his hands on you, like, you need to evaluate yourself if you think you still keep calling that nice. On more than one occasion in this letter, you're like, he's nice and he's a nice person. How is a nice person putting their hands on you? What I think it is, and I'm going to keep it real because that's what I do. I'm not sure that he loves you, but I am sure that he needs you. He is in self-preservation mode. He needs you. Literally, if he don't have you, he can't even eat. So yeah, he gonna make peace with you after he puts his hands on you. Yes, yeah, of course he's gonna do that. Because how's he gonna eat? How's he gonna buy his weed? Let me also say this. I feel like sharing, okay? When I was dating this dude who is just like the dude you're dating, I remember going to breakfast with my daddy, who is so blunt, and I love that about my dad. My dad is blunt. He keeps it real, and when I want straight talk, that's who I go to, my dad and my husband. But I was going to breakfast with my dad, and I was talking to him. My dad was asking me about him, and I was like, Daddy, I feel like I'm the only person he has. I feel like he needs me. And I thought my daddy was going to be sympathetic. My daddy said, girl, please. He said, if that boy found somebody better, he would have dropped you in a heartbeat. And I think my jaw was open like, what? He said, if that boy found somebody better, he would have dropped you in a heartbeat. And that's the same thing I'm telling you. He needs you. But if he finds somebody better, he's going to drop you. And then you're going to be writing me another strawberry letter talking about, I was there for him when he didn't have nothing. And can you believe he left me? Yeah. I'm telling you, you cannot be open to receive what God has for you holding on to this dude. And this is random, but when I pray like this with my hands open to receive whatever it is that God has for me. You are praying, but you're still holding on to this dude. And God can't give you what he has for you because you're still holding on to something. Let this go so you can be open to what God has for you. And the reason why I can say this with any degree of certainty is because weeks after I left that dude, I met the man who would become my husband. And when I think about that, I always be like, well, was it my fault that my husband took so long? Because I was with this dude wasting my time? Which is another video that I'm going to be doing soon. I'm going to answer you, some of you single ladies out there. I'm going to tell you where your man is. You wonder where Mr. Right is? I'm going to answer that in a video, hopefully today, Saturday. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that I'm praying for you and that you can do better. First of all, you don't even have to doubt if you could do better because you're already doing better. You don't even have to doubt if you could make it on your own because you're already doing it on your own. What is he doing for you besides beating you up? A man don't have to be with you and be a good father. And this is another thing. A lot of women try to hold on to men because you think that if he leaves you, that he's not going to be a good father to his kids. If he does that, he isn't a good father anyway. A good father, don't care if he with you or not, he's still going to be a good father to his kid. I'm sure you know somebody who can't stand the baby mama, but he loves his kids because he's a good man and he's a good father. You don't have to be with him so he can be a good father. He has to be a good father on his own. Ladies, stop holding on to these men because you're trying to have a dad for your kids. If they're a good dad, they'll be a good father. You can't make them do that. They don't got to be with you to do that. I know, contrary to popular demand, to me, in my opinion, you and your kids are not a package deal. You're each sold separately. He puts his hands on you, but he's a good father, so he's a good man? What? No, you got to be a good father and be a good man if you want to be with me. You got to be both. You don't get to choose, he loves his kids, but he roughs me up. No, ma'am. He got to be both. Or he can be one. He could just be your kid's father if he can't treat you right. You deserve so much better than what you're getting. Until you are open to what God has for you, you're going to keep putting up with this, and you're going to go further and further down the wrong path. I'm not sure that he loves you. I think that he needs you. He's in self-preservation mode. Literally. If he ain't with you, he won't have any food to eat. A man that puts his hands on you doesn't love you. That's not love. And that's not a nice guy. You call him nice? That's not a nice guy. No, ma'am. I'm praying for you and your self-esteem where you realize that a man who puts his hands on you is not nice. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for him too, that he'll leave you alone. That he'll go find somebody. Because if he finds somebody else, he's going to drop you. And you're going to be writing me again. I can't believe he dropped me. I was there for him when he didn't have nothing. When he didn't have no money for food. And he didn't have this. And I was with him. You're going to be writing me again. Do it on your own terms. Show how strong you are. Show your kids how strong you are. You say you got 4 kids. I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of them is a daughter. Show her show her. She's watching. How does mommy handle this? No. If you want him to be a good father, he'll have to be a good father on his own, but he don't got to be with you to be a good father. Not if he already is a good father. If he's a bad man, he's a bad man. They're going to find out anyway. Kids aren't as naive as we give them credit. They watch. They know if their dad is a good dad. They see the man putting his hands on you and talking to you all kind of way. Don't let them see that. And see that you stay with that. Because your daughters will do that. They'll be just like their mommy. Keep that in mind.